My mic sounds nice. Check one. My mic sounds
Yo,
nice.
Mic check
yo,
1 2
talking,
1 2.
My mic sounds
talking,
Mic
good.
check 1 2 1 2.
talking.
Oh, we're
One,
good.
Gargle
two.
my nuts.
All right. All right. Welcome to the Blue Reefs podcast, episode number 298. Two more till 300, boys.
Hell yeah.
Almost there. I'm Adrian. That's David. That's Kels. We go on youtube.com/@BlueRupees to talk about video games and whatever else we want to talk about. I'm
Like
ready for
bug
this
snacks.
fucking school year to almost end so I can clean this place. I feel like I've been on the verge of fixing this game room like right there, but then I always like go. I don't know if you guys do this while you're moving, but whenever you like finish unpacking something, you're like, all right, cool. Let me go get another box while I'm at it, and then just back to square one. It feels like I'm like,
Yep.
shit sucks.
There's a reason I don't show
Whenever
the
you
floor
move,
in
it's gonna be
here.
fucking a nightmare, dude. I can't imagine when you move. I would fucking hate it.
Yeah, I'm paying fucking movers. Between my server racks, my
You would trust movers
6
with
shelves
your
of
collection?
I trust movers with my fucking server racks and all the heavy shit I don't want to deal with. I'm getting old. I'm not throwing my fucking back out. I'll pay other people to throw their back out. The games, no, the games I move. Those I move. I will deal with that. But the server racks, my collectibles cabinet, my wife's collectibles cabinet, those things I will pay other people to move because I ain't fucking moving that shit.
Yeah,
I've already done it
gotcha.
once. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, we're contemplating another move this next summer into a bigger place though.
Mhm.
And it'd be like it probably because this was always she always mentioned this, but like it's the starter home for sure. But
Yeah.
next home is like a 2-story and everything too. So I dread it because she brought it up very very timidly. Like, would you want to move to this? And she knows I'm like fucking tired of moving. I'm like, holy shit, this shit sucks. But it's
I
not
just got settled again.
right, and it's not that much. It's not that far away. But I'm like, if that's the move, then that's like done. Like we're sticking here for a lot of years.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Contemplating it. We'll see. Still dreading it. Like deep down, I'm like, oh, fuck. Everything's just
Especially if it's something that you have to like look forward to.
Yeah.
yeah. Honestly,
It's on the schedule.
how have y'all been, David? How you been?
Doing okay. The wife is going on the trip that she's been planning for a while now for her friend's baby shower. So I will be left mostly unsupervised this weekend.
Ooh.
I got some buddies coming over to help me test my consoles because I haven't done a clean and test on my consoles in it's been like 2 years since I've done a good clean and testing of everything. And I just informed them today that the project that they volunteered for includes 55 consoles and 120 controllers. So they were not prepared for that.
Kels?
Surprise. It's been really good. Had a lot of fun. Went and did a lot of stuff this weekend, which we'll probably end up talking about. Seen a few movies, so
Yeah,
Hell
been
yeah.
really chill.
I have two. So you wanted to do movie talk now?
Sure. What'd you see?
I watched Lilo and Stitch.
Same.
So we can talk about that. I also watched. I just got out of Friendship.
Same.
Oh, fantastic!
But is friendship magic?
It's certainly magic in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I had a fantastic crowd for that. But let's start with Lilo and Stitch.
For sure.
Okay, so what do you
Sounds like
think?
a reasonable one to start with. So I don't know. My view on like Disney live action is obviously going to be skewed, and it's probably going to be the same as both yours. Like, wholly unnecessary.
Mhm.
I don't know why the fuck they're doing them, but they've so far have all been like very
Well,
soulless.
they hope that it will all be Lilo and Stitch and Lion King.
Right, exactly. And I don't even like Lion King. I think that's one where they're kind of doomed to start from the begin with.
At least Lilo and Stitch has a reason there, but Lion King just had 0% reason as to.
Lion King isn't even a live action. I hate that it gets called a fucking live
Yeah.
action. It's just CG.
Yeah, whatever remake of it. But Lilo and Stitch, oddly enough, kind of worked. There's a lot of things wrong with it, and I get that, and like I have those same issues, but I'm not like throwing out the baby with the bathwater. You know, like this is probably a win for him. I mean, I guess it's definitely a win for him. It made like what 340.
It's got to cross $1 billion.
Yeah, it's making a fuck ton of money and probably well deserved. I don't know, like what's that to say about moviegoers or whatever, but not a terrible movie. Best of their live action so far.
I would say yeah, it's up there with their. I'd say if you ask me right now, top of the live action stuff is Lilo and Stitch. I'd give it. I mean, I said like a solid 7 out of 10. I think that's about where
Sure.
I'd put it. People are complaining about the ending, which we'll talk about in a second, but I don't know. I thought it was fine. I think the formula Lilo and Stitch applies better to whatever they're trying to do with his live action stuff. Stitch
Yeah.
is already super cartoony, and then yeah, you can add just a likable cast in there, and that was fine.
Yeah, and that's another thing. The cast was really good. The little girl that played Lilo was perfect.
And I
She was
love-
awesome.
Second time I've seen this year, right, is I love when they put someone's first time like acting as introducing in the credits.
Right.
With same thing with Sinners and Preacher Boy. They did
Mm,
introducing and
okay.
they had his name on there.
That's cool.
Yeah, 'cause that was his first acting or his first gig, I think. I liked it. I had a good time with it. It wasn't like loved it. It was like, yeah, felt like a solid movie.
Right. I didn't waste my time here.
Yeah.
it wasn't better off to hurry up tomorrow or
No.
whatever.
Better off tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Shouts to Fast and Furious. But the ending was people had issue with, because in the ending of the original, spoilers, if you haven't seen Lilo and Stitch, right? Well, I guess the live one too, right? The original one ends with Lilo being okay with, and I haven't seen the original in a long time, so correct me if I'm wrong, please. But Lilo ends up staying with the sister happily after. In the movie, she does let go of her sister to the neighbors while she goes off and does college. And people
Well,
are upset at that.
Interesting.
Well, what she does is she gives Lilo up to the government as into the foster care system, and somehow they're just like, oh yeah, they're actually just gonna go to your neighbor that's right next door. That's why I think so funny.
I was
about it,
I
it's like,
as soon as she like came on screen and like started popping up, I'm like, why don't they just give it to the fucking? They're like, I'll do anything if you ever need anything. I'm like, I was gonna turn to her and be like, why doesn't she just go with the neighbor? But I was like, let me
Right.
let me let it play out, and sure enough, that's what happened. So
right, yeah, no, that was a whole new plot line. The original didn't have like the neighbor character
Yeah.
like that.
yeah, and they're
And
like,
the whole time, like
peop-
she's doing stuff that's kind of extra, and it makes you feel like she's a family member.
yeah,
But it's one of those implied, like this is Ohana, everyone's family, you know,
Right.
type of thing.
but they don't like, they say like, oh, that abandons Ohana because like she's abandoning her sister. At the end of like in the mid credits, she brought the teleportation gun, so she's literally there with her sister still. So it's like, who the fuck cares? And I posted on Twitter because I was like, it's as a high school teacher, I'm like, it's unrealistic for I mean, I know some can do it, very unrealistic for a lot of 19-year-olds. I think that's how old she is, to take care of their sister after parents pass. Like that is very hard. So it's very unrealistic
Yeah.
to be like assume that. And they're like, unrealistic. It's an alien cartoon movie. I'm like, but the humans have to still be realistic in it. Like they can't just be
Right, there's still a
absurd.
basis in reality. That's the whole point of it.
Right. But overall, I thought it was fine. No, not egregious, but I think Disney really shot themselves in the foot with a lot of this. Like they really just killed a lot of the reputation with that. It should have been really picky. They're gonna do Lion King, fine. I don't give a shit. That's fine. Aladdin was kind of eh. But I mean, if they hadn't filled it with all this other stuff, I know Sleeping the Beauty, no, not Sleeping, Beauty and the Beast was solid, right?
Yeah, I actually liked that one.
Yeah.
And then what just came out? Snow White.
Yes, and that one got roasted
Yes.
the fuck out of. So
Get him out of here.
so glad you watched Friendship though, because that's literally out of my theaters in like 2 days everywhere. Like it's here for this weekend, it's gone.
yeah, we had it in like 3 total theaters. Like, and I even have an AMC right here in town, and nothing there. So I had to
AMC
go
is not
drive to
playing
the
it.
local mall.
I had to go to a whole different
Well-
theater. I'm not used to. Luckily, it was Tuesday. It was cheap Tuesday tickets, so that worked.
Well, there were other AMC's that were showing it, but just not my
Mm.
local one.
Okay. So Friendship, very limited release A24 movie with Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson. I can't really explain the story. It's really fucking weird.
It's Cable Guy, essentially.
Can you explain that for anyone that might not catch that?
The Cable Guy is a Jim Carrey movie from 90 whatever.
Oh, yes.
And the whole premise is it's him and Matthew Broderick. Matthew Broderick's regular dude being a regular dude, and then he just happens to show his cable guy one day, an ounce of being a normal guy towards him, and the cable guy kind of latches onto it. Hilarity ensues, whatever else you want to call it. Same thing here. The whole thing, it's a comedy. It's like an absurdist comedy, which is Tim Robinson style.
Holy, yeah,
And
he's
the
just
whole thing is
it feels like an extremely extended. I think you should leave. Skit.
it does, and I think that's just because like that's like everything. he
Everything
writes.
Tim Robinson is in, he just resonates with that. It's so fucking weird, but like, holy shit. My buddy was telling me last night, he's like, it just gave me anxiety a lot of times. I'm like, I get that. I fucking love it, dude. I mean, my theater was great. Like, we were laughing along all together, and it was like everyone was like spread around the theater. So you heard like one guy in the front corner just cracking up a fucking storm. The other guy just like, oh, a toad. It was like everyone was kind of giving their own like commentary on it. It was really funny. I had a really good time with it.
No, it was same exact way. Like we had like almost like a pretty packed theater for like I think we went 2 o'clock on Memorial Day, and it was a lot of people there to see this movie in particular. It was kind of weird, but yeah, everyone was into it.
Right. Yeah, but the Tim Robinson is just so uniquely him, and it's like if you'd seen his skit, you know what kind of character he's gonna be. Paul Rudd's a little more of a wild card because you wonder what his MO is for that movie, but Tim Robinson's just like consistently just fucking weird the entire time. It's so good.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, but this is coming from someone that like I love all of his comedy, his sketches, and everything. They really resonate with me. I just love that sort of comedy, like the absurd comedy where you let stuff kind of hang in the air for a second.
Yeah.
That's
Did you think when the ending was coming up when they left in the van, it was kind of doing a zoom out? I'm like, oh, this is gonna be where it ends. Did you think that, or did you know there was more to it?
Well, there's a few different times where I'm like, okay, this is gonna just keep going. It has to escalate more, or like, oh my god, where the fuck is this gonna stop at this point?
Right.
Like, especially the part with the gun where he comes back and it's just another thing.
Right. It just keeps. I don't know. It's absolutely worth the see though. I wish I could give a more proper review. I just got out of it like a couple hours ago, and it's just kind of so absurd that I have not had time to sizzle on it because it's really one of those movies you gotta just let it marinate for like a day. That's fine. Maybe I'll.
Yeah, and I was talking to my buddy about it because we went and seen it. It was me, him, and my wife, and I kind of like explained. I was like, it's kind of feels like Freddy got fingered in a way, just because it has that like surreal elements to it.
Yeah.
We're like, why are we here? What are we doing?
Right. You really just question what the fuck is happening a lot of times, even though like it's not like anything like really obscenely weird. Like there is like
It
one
just
part
takes
that I
a
think
lot of really dramatic tonal shifts. I feel.
it's whiplash. It's really it's whiplash. Like one scene to the next scene, it's just like what the fuck.
Well, because it starts off, spoilers, whatever. It starts off, so it's a character, and you find out it's his wife. It's kind of like zoomed in tight, close on her. She's talking about she's at like a survivors meeting for I think it's insinuated she had breast cancer.
Yeah.
Or some kind of cancer that she's in remission from. So she survived it. Blah blah blah. She'd been going through it for years. So it's kind of her like explaining like how she's feeling and like the stuff that she needs.
The
to
quotes
feel
were, I don't know if I'll ever see my kid graduate. I don't know if I'll ever orgasm again. And Tim Robinson
like,
comes into frame right there.
Yeah, and so you kind of get the exposition that that's her husband, and like, and I've had an orgasm, and
I have
so
plenty
it's
of
like
orgasms.
yeah, it's like complete tonal difference. I don't know. It's awesome though. Like Adrian said, super hard to explain because you just have to be familiar with like his style of humor, and once you say like, oh, it's his typical stuff, everyone's gonna know what you're talking about.
It's just like a continuous, like every scene is an I think you should leave scene. Essentially, every scene feels like a skit because something is fucking going on. It's so funny because my favorite thing is that Tim Robinson. He's not one note at all, but he definitely knows his bread and butter, and he just works into it like perfect. He knows what he's really good at, and what he's really good at is just yelling "fuck." It's just like going like that and just really being upset about stuff, and just slipping it out, not even yelling it. Sometimes just what the fuck, just like these really weird. Just like he just loves cursing just in a really weird inflection sometimes, and it's just so good. It's always like it a lot of times it will just like come out like out of nowhere too. It looks like a regular movie for a second, and he just slips it out like that.
And like there's a lot of those scenes where like you think the scene's ended because he'll walk off like behind a corner or something, and the camera just lingers. It's like a running gag. It'll linger there for a few seconds. It'll just
Right.
like slowly pop back into frame.
Right.
Love it.
It's so good. Yeah, it's like we're both saying. I can't iterate that enough. It really is. It's hard to explain, but I recommend it. It's so good. A24, love them to death. I don't know how they greenlit this production. It's so fucking weird. But I'm into it.
Yeah, I don't either. It's like you said, so weird, like how and why they go with these things. But hey, I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm. And then did I do anything else? No. David.
Speaking of movies, there's also another really good one coming out this next weekend. Bring Her Back. So we need to watch that and do a review.
Bring Her Back. Okay. What's
Racka Boys, the Talk to Me directors?
Okay. I really wanted to see a Final Destination, but I'm gonna do a marathon of those with the partner.
Oof.
What is coming soon though? Let me check. Karate Kid's coming out. Ooh, Brokeback Mountain 20th anniversary.
Hell yeah, dude.
28 years
like
later
the
is
Sid
coming out
Martin
next month.
Oh yeah.
Nothing too crazy. Oh, Ballerina actually. There you go. That's what I want to see. David.
Yo.
What'd you get?
Hell yeah. So first thing to show off is this finally showed up, and I put it to use today. I finally have my first proper soldering iron set. I went with a Pine Sol. Very modular. Uses open source software, based out of the UK. They had a sale going on where it's like, hey, grab it while you can before the tariffs fuck you. So I got the main kit, a bunch of different attachment heads, and a few other things for like $70 for the all things together. And I did my first soldering project. Whee! So basically just a fancy little thing that just lights up. My solder work is shit, but you know, it's my first time. Not horrendous, all things considered. On the gaming front, I got 38 Ambush Alley, so I'm only missing one Action Max VHS game, and then I will have the complete collection.
How much is that one?
That one only was $10.
No, the
all of
last
them
one.
usually go for like no, the last one goes for like 100 to 200.
Fair.
And it's because it's a movie tie-in property, so it's extra hard to find because when you search for the name of the movie and then VHS, good luck fucking finding it because it came out in that era, obviously.
I still can't believe I watched that video of the dude buying a $200 mystery box of just random lost mail and got NES Bath Babes.
Fucking ridiculous.
I sometimes wonder if it's like they see the person if anyone of those is like researching who they're shipping to and see if they're like a big YouTuber or something and just like load theirs up real good, you know? Because I'm watching this and I'm like, look at the girlfriend, I'm like, I want to buy that fucking box. Give me Cubivore.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with like storage auction bullshit. It's like, yeah, you know, the amount of times you're missing versus the one time you maybe get something is so insanely just vast.
Right, you're only seeing the big hits. You're not seeing the small hits in between.
Right.
Speaking of big hits in between, the other thing I got the Pokemon Scarlet with all the DLC to go with the Pokemon Violets. One of these days, I'll run my wife through her first Pokemon game. So I figured if I got
on those,
yeah, they're the most beginner-friendly Pokemon.
I don't think that's true at all. Right?
No, I think going back to
They do more to educate you on actual mechanics of Pokemon than older games. I think that the only issue with like more modern Pokemon is because every gen ever since Gen 6 has a generational gimmick to it. So like the Megas, the Terastallization, the Gigantamaxing, it does get a little confusing for someone just coming into it. Because of that, I do genuinely think that like Gen 5 is like the perfect starting point because it's mechanically just exactly what Pokemon is going to be going forward, just without any of the gimmicks. But Gen 5 doesn't do a ton to actually educate you on how to play the game. So if you're someone like my wife who never really got into RPGs at all because she looks at them and goes, that's just a spreadsheet simulator, why would you spend your time playing that? Then you kind of need something to better educate on the mechanics of everything.
Maybe
Well, I'd argue Let's Go is like the ideal place.
Let's Go is like the absolute baby's first Pokemon game, but otherwise I would say just go back to the first ones. Those are simple games.
Yeah, but those are broken as shit and are nothing like newer Pokemon games. So if you were someone that's like, I want to try out Pokemon, and you tried like a Gen 1 game and then hopped into a modern release because you're like, well, I kind of had fun with that, they are nothing alike at all in any way, shape, or form.
No, I know that, but I feel like those are solid games. You'll have a lot of
No, they're not solid games. Let's be honest. Mechanically speaking, those games do not function. They barely function as games. Taking the nostalgia goggles off for a second, Game Freak is one of the shittiest fucking development studios in terms of functional code and an optimization. Half of the mechanics that they try to set up in the original Pokemon game don't even actually work.
I mean, like, again,
we were fine with it because we were kids.
Yeah, but if you go
back to them, they're shit.
They're still simple, though. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're going to be amazing, but they're simple enough as like baby steps in that. And I still stand by this day that Heart Gold, Soul Silver are still the best ones.
Yes, but that's, again, like at that point, that's like a Gen 6 game.
Right, but you can walk up to Gen 6 is what I'm saying, though. Like, it's like almost two different series at that point, right? So it's like... And I feel like the one, like Gens 1 through 5 or 6 are most recognizable.
Gens 1 and 2 are the most recognizable. Sometimes at this 3. Point now, kind of 3. Yeah.
So I feel like you're gonna know
who
you're
like
getting.
An entry point for getting into the concept of modern Pokemon, 5 is where you basically start with Black and White.
I don't know, like modern Pokemon though, like we're saying like your type, where it's like Scarlet and Violet. I'd say probably Sword and Shield if you want to get into that style, right? Is that not where we're at with those?
That's what I was kind of explaining earlier. So like mechanically, if you wanted to basically say, okay, take all the gimmicks of every like year's release of Pokemon away for a second. If you want to just kind of get someone into, okay, here's how mechanically every game is going to function. It's just you ever release as a gimmick on top of it. Black and White is the start point. Because Black and White basically serves as the modern template of how Pokemon works.
Right.
And then just every gen after that, it's like, here's Megas, here's Terastallization, here's Gigantamaxing.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I can go either way. I would just straight up just start with like an old retro one, just because I think you know all the Pokemon. You know every single one. You have to really get introduced to them. You'll know all of them from every other new one.
People that have never tuned into Pokemon at all, maybe know Pikachu and maybe know Charizard.
I feel like
that's not knowing all the Pokemon.
Yeah, but you're gonna know Mewtwo. You're gonna know.
No, absolutely not.
They're literally like Smash. Like you got a lot of Smash characters in there too. Jigglypuff was hella fucking popular.
My wife's gaming history is Tetris and Fable. She has no concept of anything from Smash Brothers. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying a casual. I'm talking an actual casual.
I think that's beyond casual, though. I think that's like literally like under a rock, because we're talking about the biggest franchise ever, right? Like to be that avoidant of things is very.
But that's someone that doesn't really get into video games. That is what I mean by casual.
Can you do that test? Can you do that test with her?
I've done that test multiple times because we just recently with a friend group of mine was like, all right, let's talk about some of our favorite Pokemans. Because I talked about the fact that
like the video ones where you show a picture of it and they tell you it's like one of the ones that the old people do where they show every Smash character and they see like.
No, but we spent legitimately an hour trying to figure out what fucking fire dog she was even trying to think of.
If you know Growlithe.
And by the end of it, she's like, none of it even looks right.
Talk about Digimon.
And we went through every single fucking fire type that looked like a dog, that looked like a fox,
next time we hang out, I would love to do one of those videos where it's like shows the picture and you guys see who they are.
By that point, she probably would have already played a Pokemon game.
I would love you to do it just anecdotally then, because I have a feeling they're gonna know more than like 2 or 3. I'm willing to put money that they would know a couple more, and maybe even not like name them, but recognize them. That's kind of where I'm at with that.
Maybe.
All right, what's up? What's next?
I don't think anything else besides that. I think those were the kind of big things there.
Kells.
Nice. So mine was actually something I got last week, but the one of the events I went to this weekend was a Comic-Con, and I got it signed while I was there. So I went and met a Mr. Giancarlo Esposito. Got a
Hell yeah.
oh, there it is. Nice.
That's
Got him
good.
signed.
Hell
Yeah, it
yeah.
looks really good. Cool dude. Making a shit ton of money while he was there.
Bro, he's at every Comic-Con. Look
Dude,
up
he's
any
at every
Comic-Con. He's like
Comic-Con.
a band. He just tours around, just hitting every Comic-Con he can.
Yeah, and I don't understand it because it's not like he's not working. Like the
I mean,
dude's
if in
actively
between
doing stuff.
gigs, that's an easy way to just flush some cash in there. Easy.
Has to be. Absolutely. But
I respect that game.
Got to meet him, got to see him, got his signature, mobbed out. Gamer Subs was there. That was really interesting. I got to try some titty milk with my wife, so
Hell yeah.
that was always a good time. That's all I got.
Hell yeah.
I didn't get anything this week. Actually, I got like a couple things. I got like the Goofy movie vinyl.
Ooh, I need to get that.
Deadpool Wolverine had a vinyl for $20 yesterday from War SD4, so I grabbed that. Yep. David, what'd you play?
Hell yeah. I've been playing more Expedition 33.
Hell yeah.
I just got to where I'm hunting Axons.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna leave it at that. And I swear to fuck, if anything happens to SK, I'm burning this world down. I fucking love that
Don't spoil
little
Don't
biblical.
spoil.
I love that biblically accurate Michelin tire man. He's wonderful, and nothing better happened to him.
Especially once he gets his armband too. Little adorable rap.
Oh my god, that scene almost fucking made me tear up. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell.
The fifth time I teared up at that game.
It's such a phenomenal game. Like fucking Christ. You don't think that it can top the previous emotional moments it does, and it just keeps finding fucking ways to do it. Fucking hell.
Keeps finding ways, and it keeps finding like good ways to do it too. It's not like none of it feels like cheap or unearned.
No.
Because a lot of times it can kind of feel that way. It's like, okay, the dog's there because the dog's gonna die type situation.
Yeah.
But it all feels earned. It's really good.
Also, Verso's and Monaco's bromance is one of my favorite fucking things in this game.
Dude, I fucking love Monoko. He's like, just his like answers to shit. He'll be like, "Hey, can you do this?" No, and he just walks away.
You're just asking me because you're lazy. No one denies it. Oh, fucking A. What a fucking phenomenal cast of characters. I truly am going to be disappointed if for the live action, the actors don't reprise their roles.
Let's see if it happens.
Ben Starr is Verso, so you think he's gonna play the live action Verso?
I can see it. I think this is like one of the few instances where I really don't entirely care as much about the appearance matching as I do just the personalities, on all honesty. Like, I saw someone that was like fan casting and they're like, "Oh, we want Pierce Brosnan as Renoir." I'm like, no, fuck off. Absolutely not.
I hope that, again, I think we talked about it before, but I hope that if and whenever this finally happens, that they just don't even follow the video game. Give us more stories within the universe.
That'd be good too, because I couldn't imagine condensing this game into a fucking movie.
Yeah, let us give us like one shots at different expeditions.
Right.
But
yeah, and again, you're gonna have a wild Halo Reach type story if you do that too, which will be great.
True.
Right, yeah, you have so many things that you can do with it.
Nice, David. Anything else?
No, that's been the only thing I've really been playing.
Kells.
I've been right there with them. So I finally got some time to play. Been chugging through some Act 2 stuff. So I've been trying to do some more like exploring type stuff, it's so hard, right? Because my brain instantly goes to like, oh, I want to explore the open world. Oh, there's a boss.
Yes.
I want to go kill it. But I'm also
An hour later of chipping it down. Fuck, I'm exhausted from fucking timing all these goddamn pairs, and I'm dead. Well, there was an hour of my time.
that, and there's stuff that like specifically you shouldn't be killing until like you get Minoko on your team, or stuff
Yes.
that, or like you shouldn't be killing it until you get like a certain mission later on. So I'm slowly starting to figure that out. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get to a point to where like I feel like I'm well within like the depths of this act, and then I'll just go back and clear everything out.
But at the same time, I appreciate the game doesn't hold your hand and prevent you from doing it. Like,
Right.
one of my things I've been kind of doing is like, because I've been doing the same. Like, I will not continue the story until I feel like I've like explored every little fucking nook and cranny. And I've gotten some insanely powerful Pictos because I've just gone into areas that I fought the enemies. I'm like, oh, I'm not even fucking scratching it. Okay. But I'm like, okay, but like they got shit behind them. And so I just run around, kite enemies, stun them with my gun, and then go harvest all the shit. And so I've got a lot of insanely powerful Pictos. I got like 3 or 4 level 20 plus Pictos right now. And they're definitely from areas I had no business being in, but goddamn, I could kite like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, no, the just all the builds that you can do with the Pictos, fucking insane. I say it all the time, and then I'll find something new. I'm like, oh my god, how have I
It's
not had this the whole time?
ridiculous. Like I have Lune as my dedicated like Picto masterer, just because she's the only build where I can kind of put whatever on her and it doesn't really impact her damage potential.
Yeah.
So I'll just constantly rotate out her set of Pictos so that way I can master them all. And fucking hell, like it never feels like there's an end to the Pictos you unlock either. I think I got like fucking 80 some odd Pictos. And I'm just sitting here like the fucking min-maxing you can do with this shit is wild. Like I've reached a point in my build where every turn I'm sitting at like 6 to 8 AP consistently. And it's just absurd what you can do with that. And it's part of why I'm really enjoying my team build right now. Because I'm using Mael, Lune, and Minoko rather. And it's just... That was the hard part, was finding my third for Mael and Lune. And Minoko just fits that perfectly because I'm a sucker for a blue mage. Anytime you give me a blue mage archetype, I'm gonna fit them in somehow. And just the weird buffing and burst damage he can do with some of the shit you can find for him. I've genuinely gone back to like the beginning levels of the game and be like, all right, where's my legs? Give me my feet.
And that's the cool thing too. It's like that character specifically like rewards you for like interacting with the game and like doing that exploration, going back and doing stuff. It's so cool.
Yup. Absolutely. I backtracked through every inch of the game. Like, all right, time to get some fucking feet. Let's go. It's the only time I've ever said that in my goddamn life.
I'll
Yeah,
leave that for
well,
a second when you said that.
Just let it hang. But yeah, no, game's amazing. It's so cool. Yeah, like one of the builds, like one of the weapons that you get in Act 2 for Verso, after you do a base attack, it allows you to essentially redo your turn.
Yes, I played around with that, and goddamn, that's dummy good.
It's so good because like so you have your gun like in Persona, and so you can shoot, but you also have Pictos that will like buff your gun damage. It'll buff your attack after using the gun, and then like you have other abilities that can like mark targets, blah blah blah. So you can
Yep.
stack damage. So you can just gun, attack, get your turn all over again with all your AP, and then do your like big combo, set it up for your next person. It's so silly.
It's 7
There's
p.m.
one thing I'm waiting for in terms of Pictos because a buddy at work spoiled it for me.
Oh, no.
And kind of like Final Fantasy X, there is a Picto that allows you to break damage cap. And I'm fucking waiting for it because I'm constantly hitting 999 on all my attacks, and I'm like, no, I need to go further. How fucking far can I go? Because I stack all of the increase your gun abilities, like do all the marks, increase crit rate on marks, and I just do that, and fucking Mael just face rolls goddamn everything, which is hilarious because like that's how I've kind of come to most encounters at this point. either it's laughably easy or it's, oh, I shouldn't be fighting this yet. There is no in between anymore for me because I consistently hit damage cap all the time with my characters right now. And it's so fucking rewarding being able to fuck around and find shit like that. Like, no two people I've talked to has the same builds at all. No one has the same team comp. No one has the same Picto builds. I've talked with like 5 different people at work that are playing it, and I've talked with you guys about it. No one's running the same teams. No one's running the same Pictos. Everyone just finds weird, dumb ways to bust open this game, and I fucking love that.
Yeah, like right now, I just swapped off of Mael. I'm using Verso, CL, and Monoko just because I just got Monoko, so I want to fuck with them. And give
so
him his
good.
run. But yeah, no, there's so many different mixes to it. Like you can ask 5 different people that are playing it, completely different answers. It's all valid too.
The only thing I don't know yet is there's still some weapons that don't have extra abilities to them, and I don't know if that's just like hold on to this into late game, and then they will get abilities, or if they're just meant to be like those one-off weapons that just have a higher base attack total but no abilities to them. So that's kind of a weird thing. But I do also appreciate the little details of like there's something you can find in the fucking prologue of the game that I just found a use for fucking 30 hours later. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm glad I spent all the time fucking harvesting the little things you can find in the prologue of the game. Because goddamn, if I would have missed out on this, I would have been pissed.
Oh, the little tokens at the
yes, there's a key you can get in that.
Yeah.
And I just recently found where that key goes.
Nice.
Which, if you're someone that has been as heavily invested in the lore as I have been, you need it for one of the journal entries.
Okay, gotcha.
So hopefully you spent the time to get that, because if you didn't, womp.
Well, you got New Game Plus, and that's
You got
another
New
thing.
Game Plus.
I'm like genuinely excited for New Game Plus with this game too, because like I haven't gotten anything spoiled, but I've heard people say like, "Oh, you get so much more context out of stuff now."
Yeah, that's what a buddy of mine at work did. He's the buddy of mine that is like the Souls addict as well. So he was like, all right, I started New Game Plus. I cranked it to the hardest difficulty, and I'm only parrying. So he's doing an only parry run through right now on the hardest difficulty, and I'm like, you're fucking insane.
Hell yeah.
Fuck that. Absolutely not. There are plenty of fights where I'm like, you know what? I will take the time to learn the parry rhythm, but every so often I'm like, nah, I need the leeway of the dodge, please. Thank you.
Right. Give me the dodge and gradients. That'll be good.
Especially where there's one fucking world boss. I mentioned it, and you and I kind of talked a little bit about it in our group chat. That fucking big ass fucker that roams around in the water.
Wrong.
The weird little lasers he gets that fucking back him up. I can't for the life of me figure out the timing on them for parrying. So I'm just like, no, the second I see those, I'm just dodging, and there's enough of leeway that you can get a dodge in pretty consistently, but fuck me if I can figure out the timing for a goddamn parry.
Yeah, no, I think the laser abilities in this game are like hands down the hardest ones to predict. Just because everything else you can kind of time it up with the swing. Lasers, fuck that.
Exactly. Like even the fucking light post keeper or whatever the fuck that boss's name was could parry every goddamn attack on him. The second he started fucking firing off those lasers, fuck it, I'm dodging, bro. I don't know when you want me to hit the parry button. Also, have you been playing in performance mode or in graphics mode?
Well, I'm playing it on Steam, so.
Gotcha. So you're playing in whatever your PC can handle mode.
Right.
Because I bought it for PS5 because I wanted it physical.
Yeah.
And I've been playing that on graphics mode.
Mhm.
And I didn't realize that there was 2 different settings to it. So I'm like, oh, hey, there's a performance mode. I switched to performance mode, and I suddenly couldn't fucking parry anything. So I'm like, we go back. I immediately switched it back to graphics mode because I spent the last 30 hours learning the timing for everything in fucking graphics mode. And I was not about to relearn all the goddamn parry timings in performance mode because it is a massive frame rate increase.
I never do graphics mode in anything.
It's so
I
funny.
only did
use
graphics
that.
mode in this just because I didn't realize that there was a performance mode. So I started it in graphics
You
mode,
thought, oh, that's
and
weird. It's
then
only graphics mode.
well, no, I didn't check the settings at all. I'm just like, all right, whatever. The game, because the game, if I remember correctly, it didn't even ask you, do you want performance or graphics? It just throws you into it. So I didn't think
I
anything of
vaguely
it.
think it did. I feel like it did, but I could be wrong.
Did it? I may have
Really
missed
just
that
like-
then.
I could be wrong.
But no, I did it in graphics, and I'm kind of glad because the game is fucking gorgeous.
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely breathtaking. The scenery and everything. It's one of the few games that I do appreciate because we talked about this last week. Though the head developer was talking about the fact that he didn't want a mini map because people spend so much time looking at it. I'll admit, I'm one of those players. But it's been wonderful looking at it. Also, shout outs for the weird, hilarious way that life works. For 33 million or
Yeah.
3.3 million copies sold on its 33rd day of being released.
And I'm 33 years
that's
old, so the
insane.
prophecy.
Fucking absolutely insane. But yeah, I can't help but speak nothing but great fucking things about this
Glad
game.
you're liking it.
It is a fucking masterpiece. I would honestly go so far as to say as it is going to be this not generation in terms of like console, but generation in terms of
like
the
gamers.
modern era of RPG.
Mhm.
It is this generation's Chrono Trigger. Full
For sure.
stop.
And I like
I
how
was
they're
saying that
open
too.
with their love of Persona 5. They're just like, yeah, that's the best UI
Hell
ever.
yeah.
So we're in.
Greatness recognizes greatness.
Hmm.
All right, Kels, you
Kels?
talk about what or
Oh, you were gonna say
I don't
something,
know,
Kels.
talk about whatever things like
No, I was just going to completely agree. It's insane how good it is, and I was in that same boat. Except I was saying it's this generation's like Final Fantasy VII. It's that sort of moment where it's like, oh, this is legitimately great. Way the game's put together, story is great. Everything just aligns at the right moment, right time, and kind of like encapsulates an audience, I guess you could say.
Hmm. Nice. What you been playing? He's just that.
Yeah, I've been playing that. More Fortnite because I think that only has like 2 weeks left. So I've been trying to grind out that battle pass. I think I just got Grievous unlocked, so woot woot. And yeah.
I
been
hate being
playing that.
pressured by battle passes, dude. That shit sucks.
Yeah, me too. And that's kind of why I don't play Fortnite a whole lot, except for like these events that I want to tune into. I've been super tempted to hop into Battlefront too, just because I've been seeing
Okay.
that resurgence. So I don't know. That might be something that's on the docket after I finish Expedition 33.
Okay. I think I'm almost at your level with Rivals. I would just like I'll play like 3 or 4 games. I'll pause for a bit, watch a video, then come back to it. I've
Yeah.
been playing a lot of Spider-Man, enough that I'm already. What's the middle one?
Is it like Captain?
I think
or
so.
what-
Yeah, I'm already there. I had no idea. I hit the second to last one for Moon Knight.
There is a baggie on the
kitchen
counter.
I think I'm like halfway to Lord on Midnight. I'm almost there.
Nice. But yeah, playing a lot of Spider-Man. It's a crazy learning curve for that. I
sure.
finally figured it out. I think it's like I'm finally getting away from people. I know when to disengage fights a lot now, and I figure out the thing is like just hit him with like 3 or 4 spider webs, go for the kill, and then get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, he's one you either have to secure the kill or hope your teammate can clean it up. 'cause
And
he's, like, the
you
really
can't do that
get out.
in a quick play with no one on comms. Granted,
Right.
I had a pretty good time when me and an Iron Fist were kind of chilling there, and I would just mark him out, and me and the Iron Fist just fucking dive the motherfucker, dude, just instant. There was I did get I get petty in that game. And so what was it? There was a rocket that was living through everything, and then eventually I had to solo ult him, and he goes, "LOL, finally got me," and I was like, and he had like 1 death the entire time up until like the last like curve of the Baxter building. And I was like, all right, fuck it. And I killed him, and I saw his entire team was fighting. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go spawn camp him, and just spawn camped him like 3 times. I'm a petty motherfucker, dude. Also, I did get kind of. I had those moments where I'm just really bad at the game, so I'm just like, all right, fuck it. I'm just gonna play Squirrel Girl, because it's just like a wave of just tanks. I'm like, we're not putting in damage. No one's doing damage on this team. I'll play healer, and just no one's killing anything. I'm like, all right, fuck it. Squirrel Girl. All right, good. Move on. Let's go. A lot of damage.
Random Acorn just kills like the random backline healer.
Right. Did you see that they're killing Jeff?
I seen that they were doing some changes to him. I'm really interested to see how that works.
His dive is now timed.
Oh no.
Fuck that guy, dude. I hate those solo Jeffs that just sit in the back line. They just know how to get away every single time. They're really fucking annoying. So I'm like, good. Fuck you guys. Oh no, my Jeff. Fuck off. Go heal your team. Go do that. But yeah, I've only been doing that. Break happens on Friday, so I'm making a list of games I want to knock out and movies and TV shows because that's my summer.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. David, what we got in
Yo.
news?
Fuck all, really.
I have an interesting thing that kind of popped up in my TCG sphere that I kind of want to run by David and you two,
Yo.
Adrian, too, if you have any opinion on it.
Sure.
Yeah,
So
so let's
there
talk
was
about that.
Yeah, so there was this big event that happened in Minneapolis this weekend. It's what in our games it's called a regional qualifier. It was 640 people there playing. So they
All
had
right, so sizable turnout.
Yeah, it's pretty sizable. So day one was 9 rounds, and then I think it was top 64 or go to day 2 cut. Day 2 cut, I think, is 4 more rounds, and it cuts to top 8. So you get to top 8. There's this fairly prominent team in the scene. I'm actually in their Discord. I hang out with them, talk to them a lot, met them in Denver. Really cool dudes. But
Nice.
4 of them were in the top 8. They got evenly kind of placed, so they didn't play each other. So they played, they move into the top 4. 2 of them are playing each other. One of the guys is the guy that's been running the whole tournament. He's undefeated on the day. I think he only has intentional draws just because he had the breakers. He didn't have to play. But he's playing his teammate. His teammate just scoops. He says, "Hey, dude, I'm tired. I'm getting out of here." So there's been a whole controversy going on with this, and everyone's like trying to put it like trying to moralize it. I feel like, and it's getting kind of weird.
It's interesting because I remember there was actually like a big controversy in the FGC where a similar thing kind of happened with Chris G, where it's kind of one of those things where I personally would never do that. Absolutely not. I'm there to win, and I know that's just my own personal mindset. But at the same time, like if he was someone that was like genuinely like fucking exhausted, been doing this all day, went for a long time, I'm just gonna fucking say it's your win. Friend or not, that is kind of legitimate. But because there is a friendship dynamic there, it's always a little, is that the story though?
Well, not only is it a friendship, they're teammates.
Mm.
They're on the same competitive team.
I got lost
But
in that
the
because
guy who's-
someone messaged me. Say that one more time. What was the primary thing that happened? They were teammates and
So is after day 2, you have a cut to top 8.
right.
There's a competitive team. There's 4 of them on it. They all make the top 8.
Okay.
They all avoid each other in the first round, so they go to the next round. 2 of them get matched up in their
So
top
team
fours.
killing?
So it's team kill. One of them is the guy who's ran the tournament, won
Okay.
all of his games, only intentionally drew just to move to the next round whenever, like,
Sure.
you didn't have to play the game. So the other guy, scooped. He has said, "Hey, I'm tired. I'm getting out of here. You win. You get to go to the finals."
Okay.
And now a lot of people are making it like a big. They're essentially moralizing it. They're like trying to make it like somehow he's cheating or he cheated someone else out of the spot, the opportunity to be there. But the thing is also to consider for this tournament, not a whole lot they're playing for. There's no money on the line. It's just like promo cards and some mats. And not a whole lot of them are like super expensive right now.
Is it a qualifier though, or?
So the top 8 to this get a day 1 bye at the Worlds tournament in July.
Mm.
Both of these guys have already won multiple.
So
like,
I
times.
think the only egregious part is
yeah.
you should know where like your energy level going into that. So like waiting until the finals at the end like that is kind of a damper on the competitive aspect of it. But with that said, if it's people getting mad that he beat if he beat me and he goes on and does that, bad taste, sure, but he beat me. He can do whatever the fuck he
Right.
wants with that.
Yeah.
So if he wants to forfeit that, then that's on him. Like if you didn't like he beat you, he was a better player than you, and then just decided not to. So that is inherently on you not winning that. But it does strike in the competitive spirit where it's like you should have just kept going because why are you entered and go all the way to the end to say I'm tired? That's not how it
Right.
works.
See, and that's kind of where I'm at too. It's like David said, the competitor in me, I'm just gonna play it out.
Yeah.
The only time I might scoop or pick up to a teammate is if like we're in a situation where they have the better breakers or they have the chance to get in. I'll scoop it to them so that they can get in instead of like me winning and neither of us getting in, you know?
Sure.
And I kind of expect them to do the same thing. It's kind of like a, hey, lift your teammates up, get them there if anyone's going to get there. But if you have the chance to do it, fuck yeah, do it. Beat me, go get it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, too, like I said, they both already had their day one buys, so they were essentially just playing for mats at that point. They weren't. It didn't matter regardless. Their buys that they get from this event were passed down regardless.
But that
so-
doesn't just look better on the overall record for ranking. Is that how it works in there or no?
Not yet. It's still technically season 0, but it's a lot of
Mhm.
grandstanding, I guess. Like it's just something to add to your resume, and he clearly didn't care about.
Yeah, a
that.
lot of that's not going to matter until they're equivalent of like a Worlds or something.
Right. Yeah. So it's just been really weird to watch because you have a lot of people that are taking it in the like this is ruining the aspect of competition, and then I'm with David or not with David. I'm with Adrian too. Like if he won to get in that position, he's earned that right to say I'm gonna play, or I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say nah. I mean, what if the man had to go poop really bad? You gonna tell him that he can't go shit and just scoop the match? I mean, I don't know. The only place with it that I feel bad or is for you have people that were casting the games, and none of these people are paid for by the company. These are just individuals that are doing it for the love of it. They're going to these
Yeah.
events, shipping everything there, setting it up, running it themselves. So I do feel bad for them. They got gypped out of like a finals match or a top 4 match. But I mean, other than that, like it's been really stupid to kind of hear all these weird takes about it.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I just wanted to see
Did
what you had to say about it.
did you guys hear about how The Last of Us Part 2 went? God, holy shit. All right, hold up. I
Do
saw
they diverge from the game
1
story
second
a
there.
lot, or
they not a lot. Like there is some diversion. They do other stuff, but like the overall like skeleton is still there. Let me find this. Profile. Let's see. I like too much shit now. No,
all right? And I pulled up like 3 other news stories that happened recently, so I got some extra ammo for us when we're done this one.
okay. Just give me a sec. I know I have them somewhere.
Yeah, no worries, homie.
Let's see.
Get back.
I'm looking for the actual video of where this is, and I thought I liked it. I could have sworn I liked it. I'm sure I did somewhere because it was kind of egregious. Okay, I'm gonna just keep scrolling there then. Talk. Oh, there it is. Okay. This is how it fucking ended, which is fucking hilarious to me. It ends exactly where you
Oh.
think it is, but the way it was done is just so fucking funny. All right, go watch that. It's 3 seconds. It's
They pulled it. They pulled a Sopranos.
yeah, but like
No good music to go with it.
it's such a like the editors. I don't know what the fuck they were smoking, but holy shit, they just like hard cut that motherfucker, and it was like in the middle of her saying no. So all yours. Oh no. Cut. is David's face. That's the end.
Okay.
Yeah, bro, we're about to get a whole season of Abby.
What's gonna happen? You're gonna get a whole season of Abby, and what's gonna happen in season 4 is gonna be that last like third act.
Yep. That's exact, because as soon as they mentioned that like earlier last week or something,
Right.
and it had me thinking. I was like, I wonder how they're gonna do this. And then after this, like, that's how.
Yeah, because I was curious how they were getting 2 seasons out of it, and I guess
No,
I
it made
should've
sense. 2
assumed
seasons. 2 seasons, like going into it, that made sense. You told Last of Us in one season, but like 2 is double the length. So I just assumed, right? If in my world, if they shifted things around, this is a fine ending, and they could have just done something else with the beginning, whatever. I still think that last part's hilarious, but it is what it is. But I don't know. It's just coming off funky. They're adding some stuff here or there that doesn't make sense. I guess there was an added tidbit for like 2 minutes. Ellie gets like caught by the scars, I guess, and tortured for a second. Then they just run away because they got attacked. Literally a 2-minute brand new thing, not in the games. That's all it does. And they were like, "What the fuck was that for?" I'm sure it's established stuff, but whatever.
I'm genuinely curious now to ask my mother-in-law what she thinks of what's going on, because I got her hooked into that series. And knowing just like the script of the game, and I still haven't played Last of Us 2 because I just haven't had the gumption for it. But it's kind of one of those things where she got hooked into it because she was a huge Walking Dead fan. I'm like, look, if you liked Walking Dead, just go watch the Last of Us series. You'll have fun with that. And she's enjoyed it, but she's hated season 2. And I'm like, oh, good. You're like all the other gamers.
No. There's actually like a lot of like hardcore fans that are like purists about it. That are like, this was the Last of Us Part 2 is an incredible story. This and that, and I'm over it. Think what you want. That's fine. I'm glad you think that. I disagree to the heavens. I
agree with a lot of what you say in that if you just reorganize the order of it, it would just make a world of fucking difference.
Beat by beat, it's fine. Or like the stuff
the concept of what it's telling is fantastic.
Yeah, they killed Joel.
I think the order in which it does it is horrible.
Here's what again. I'm gonna say this again, Kels. You've played it, so this is what I'm saying. The beginning, Joel and I'm blanking on is it no? What's that cousin's name?
Tommy.
I don't know why I blanked. Joel and Tommy get caught. Right, it is. And then when they're saying stuff, I'd say Tommy because Tommy's older brother, right? Isn't he, or the younger brother?
Older.
Yeah, I think he's older.
So fuck it. Like I'd say have him take the fall for Joel. I'm Joel, and they're like, what? And then Joel gets a feel for what he's trying to do, and he's like, don't say that. He's like, no, I'm Joel. Like I did. Merc. Did my camera freeze?
Yes.
Weird. Right,
yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Merc Tommy, and then Joel and Ellie both love Tommy, so they got to go, and they got this fractured relationship they got to go through. And instead of telling it in fucking flashbacks, they got to go through a trials and tribulations. So they figure out their relationship. Then they get there, and then Joel is killed, and now Ellie's there, so she has a reason for her revenge, right? It's not like, all right, let's go walk all the way back home, right? Because the whole thing is, you want to get revenge, okay, fuck it, but you're gonna go walk states over to go get your revenge when it's like, I don't want to do that to begin with. Okay, but if you're already over there and you lost everyone you had, now Ellie's pissed. Okay, Ellie all alone, having lost everyone she had there, Rambo it up, but then at the end realized this wasn't worth it, and then come back. Done. Finn. Move on.
Yeah. You effectively give her hospital moment.
I give her the hospital moment, which can do whatever. It makes Joel's ending much more tragic. I just think flashbacks are lazy in a lot of ways, right? Like, yeah, they work, but like, tell the story. Just do it without having a flashback stuff. So you have them like argue a lot. It could just be a lot of Joel really pleading for forgiveness. Eventually they get there, and that's what you do. That's the easiest layup in the world. All right, they finally make up, and then like minutes later, bam, done. And you can have it too, where maybe they trap them, and then you can have that golf club scene ever like that, and have it more brutal that way, because it's like, oh, you're Joel, and fuck them up like that. You know, like do whatever the fuck you want. I don't mind everything that happened, just the order things that happened. And
no, that's why I really was like, all right, I'm kind of down for this game, because when the script leaked, I was like, oh, we're killing Joel. All right, I'm down. Let's go. Let's see where this goes. Because again, it's one of those things, you tend to forget Joel's age, because the game does not do a good job of like conveying to you that this is a 60-year-old man.
We're at, and to the show, because the biggest issue people are saying, besides that ending now, is Bella Ramsey. She did great in the first season. I agree. They needed to rewrite something, because like if they wanted to keep her like they did, fine. But it's a 5-year time gap, and she looks exactly the same. But Joel has all this gray hair and he's old as fuck now. But it's like it doesn't look right for Ellie. So like I think she's great. I'm not saying recast her because of that, but like it just doesn't make sense for the time jump.
Also, one thing that I've heard is that comparing what I knew to the games and then from what I've heard of people talking about the show, apparently they got rid of the fungal infection component of it, but they still brought it back at the end of season 2.
Don't know. Don't give a shit. I'm so glad I have not watched a second of the show.
I still want to watch season 1 because everyone I've talked
season
to
one's
that was a
fantastic.
fan of the
Hey,
game
if you
was
watch season 1,
phenomenal.
and I really wish they make it 2 one day. I just don't really feel it's, and I don't like shitting on this stuff. Like really, I go off on it because I go off on it, but like as someone that would dream for this career stuff, I don't want to like harp on someone's work like that. But I'm gonna critique it, and they create this world for. They say that we want to create a divisive story. Okay, like I understand that to a small point, but why you wouldn't want to create a divisive story that everyone could still love and understand is beyond me. Because I don't know, it just seems like you're self-sabotaging your audience and laughing at them for some reason, and I'm like, I don't know why you would do that. You just ruin a lot of your fan base on that, and for what? And it was I saw a clip actually that was kind of telling. Neil Druckmann was talking about how he was kind of in an argument with Pedro Pascal in season 1, and Pedro Pascal goes, "What do you say exactly?" He's like, "Do you like art?" To Neil Druckmann, and Neil Druckmann's like, guy a little defense, like, "Yeah, I do." He's like, "Okay, because I love art and I live it and breathe it," and that's kind of where he just dropped it there. And there was like everyone's looking back at that interview, like,
All right.
That's my Mr. Fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's so wild how this series has gone because there still is inevitably a part 3 down the road. Like that's gonna happen.
They're so wishy-washy on it, but honestly, if the show is getting tanked the way it is and people don't like it, it's funny because dude, when they were saying they're gonna make a show about this and people were already speculating in season 2, never in a million fucking years did I think people would have liked Abby more than fucking Ellie. Like, holy fuck.
I ironically was afraid for the actress
I
for
was
Abby for season 2
terrified
because
for her,
of
'cause
all the shit. Yeah.
All that shit. I was like, oh, she's gonna have to like turn off her like social media. Poor girl, like do that. She's gonna deal with all these fucking dumbass nerds. No, everyone loves Abby. Everyone fucking hates Ellie, which is boggling.
Yeah, the worst part is it's like, oh, she's not like the person that we hate enough.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not big and buff. Oh, she's not. She doesn't appear.
But we want to cry about you being too manly.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And to her credit, she looks exactly like Ellie. If they really want to go for looks wise, that was your Ellie. But yeah, no. I hate to say I told you so, but no, not. I wish I can get a better gauge on what the audience thought. Sans Ellie, like I know people. Like I was actually at dinner with the girlfriend yesterday, and I was eavesdropping on the table next to me because they were talking about Last of Us, and I couldn't hear that much because they weren't talking very fast, and I was kind of zoning out. But they were saying like they were mad they killed Joel right away, and I'm like, yes. Everyone fucking loved him. Everyone loved him. I am shocked HBO greenlit that. After coming out season 1, everyone that did not play part 2 was just jazzed at how much they loved Joel. They loved Joel. Joel was awesome. Joel was great. I just don't rationalize why you just kill. It just shocked. It just shocked. Like it's just like you're writing a thing. Oh, what should I do to like really make sense? I'm gonna kill Joel right now. And it's like you don't have the cast of Game of Thrones. You don't have the cast of Walking Dead to use people as ammunition, right? No, you have like 3 or 4 core people, you have to retain what you have, and you throw away your biggest like emotional point at the very beginning. Throw away the third in line, which would be Tommy, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like Joel, Ellie, Tommy. Throw away Tommy at the beginning,
fuck
and
that guy.
I love Tommy, but I'm like, do that, and then like go and make him the one that dies then, right? And then that's fine. But like, it's just boggling to me, dude. And then again, I don't want to shit on it because like creative thing, I get it. Like if I was in that market, I'm sure I'm gonna have at least 1 or 2 of those productions that people probably
Well,
hate. But
it's also one of those things that, like, especially in retrospect, because I think that's the harshest thing about it is if we were to rewind the clock when we were all excited for Last of Us Part 2, so much of the marketing material was like, here's all these scenes of Joel and Ellie, which we expect. And
no,
it's like,
I think the
like
opposite.
everything
For TV, they kind of it was kind of
no,
situation
but
where,
like
oh,
that's
for
what
the
I'm
game.
saying, like rewinding, just completely rewinding the
game?
clock. Yes.
Oh yeah, when they deceived us and put him in a bunch of different things, that was bullshit.
Because where they basically are still committed to more or less following that, how that happened, it's one of those wild things where it's hilarious to see casuals that only know the show have those same exact visceral reactions. Because again, just using my mother-in-law as example, she had the same reaction. Like as soon as she got to that episode in the HBO series, she's like, "I don't want to watch it anymore."
You're killing Glenn in season 2, episode like 2. Like how the fuck?
That was exactly the comparison she used.
Yeah, it's killing Glenn is the comic 100, like at the beginning of season 6, which that tired the fuck out of people too. I'm not sure how they didn't like put 2 and 2 together. Like, all right, if we're gonna kill a level person, you got to make it worth it, and you got to get that last part of it done because the viewership for Walking Dead fell off after that big time.
Yeah.
And yeah, you throw away your Glenn kill in season 2, episode 2. That's
yeah, and she was one of those ones that almost stopped then because she loved Glenn so much.
I don't have to deal with this for a little while, so that's fine. So
Fair.
Wait till season 3, I guess. I'm not no inclination to watch it. Glad I stood on business for that.
I really still want to go around to watching season 1 in full.
There was one moment, I guess, where Dina, spoilers if you haven't played Last of Us Part 2, Dina talks about being pregnant, and Ellie goes, "I'm gonna be a dad." That's a line. That's a line in a script in a major series. That is absolutely a line in the series. David's dead.
Fucking Christ!
Yep.
What's the bullshit?
It is the hardest I've seen David laugh in a hot minute, dude.
Yeah, no, this is right up there with the Moxie fucking footprints. Oh,
I'm gonna be a dad. I'm going to be a dad.
Jesus Christ. Oh my fuck. You know that line's there just for the shippers is the grossest thing about it.
Yeah. Jesus. Anyway, enough about show I didn't watch on purpose.
Yeah, all right, let's shift gears a little bit. I got a couple news stories here that are not quite as hilarious, but still hilarious. Shout outs to fucking Doom Dark Ages. It has been talking about what a successful launch it was. They've had 3 million players. It has been confirmed that they only have less than 1 million in sales. So basically, all of that is Game Pass.
Is that one on PlayStation as well?
It is on PlayStation. Not complete on disc. It's still only really just
For what
the
game?
installer for Doom Dark Ages.
Shouts to McGordon.
Yeah, shouts to the unfortunate bullshit that man went through. But Doom Dark Ages, despite the fact that they've been touting the 3 million player base, it has been confirmed they have less than 1 million in sales for the game.
which I feel like that's part advertising because I feel like it just kind of snuck up still, and a lot of people are a
It's
lot less
fucking
excited.
Doom though. It'd be like a Final Fantasy game earning less than $1 million.
I
You
don't
know
know if
what
I
I
would
mean?
compare it. Final Fantasy is definitely the more fanfare than Doom. I feel like
Doom has been around far longer than
it
Final Fantasy.
has,
Like
but
that has the name recognition.
it has,
That is,
but look at reactions to Final Fantasy games and look at the reactions to Doom games. Like everyone, don't get me wrong, everyone loves Doom, but like Final Fantasy people go fucking nuts.
true. Which actually seems how we're talking about that. Unless you guys have anything else to talk about Doom's
No,
horrible
I'm
sales.
shout out to Mick Gordon. I wish the soundtrack was with him still.
Yeah, I
Agreed.
want him to record everything and release the Doom Eternal recordings so I can play it, add it to my Spotify playlist.
Someone
If
mentioned.
I had, oh good.
Yeah, you're good.
I was gonna say, if I had to be hypercritical of him, and this is just me finding a reason to be hypercritical, the only issue I have with his arrangement for Doom Eternal is there's a few songs where it feels like there really needs to be a bass drop moment, and there's not. But I know that because gameplay-wise, it's expecting the sound of your fucking fighting to fill in those bass drop moments. But
Yeah, that's where the super shotgun kicks in.
exactly. So that's why I'm like, if I have to be hypercritical, there's moments where it's like, no, a bass drop goes here, and we don't have that. But again, like it's gameplay music first and foremost. It's expecting you're filling in those gaps.
It's just I think I saw a video about it where it's like it just kind of generic music. Like yeah, it's not bad, but also it's something memorable. Like a lot of the music in Doom and Doom Eternal, like it fills something, but like this one didn't like suit towards the medieval aspect at all.
Yeah.
Well, it's because this one is it's more like thrash, while Mick Gordon had like that prog, like djent metal going for
Does
it.
it match the
Yes.
the setting vibe of it?
I don't even think it's a matter of matching like the setting or vibe. It's just a matter of matching like what you're intending to play. And I feel like Eternal in 2016 just hit it so on the head that anything else is just kind of like anything less is just going to be really noticeable.
Yeah, because they really set the idea that it's less about even the genre itself, it's just about that adrenaline. Because Doom has always been a very fast-paced adrenaline game. And even with the slower tempo of 2016, and to a lesser extent with Eternal, it makes up for physically the gameplay element being a little bit slower compared to the originals, with the faster paced music. Like everything is to pump that adrenaline. And from what I've kind of heard of the Doom Dark Ages soundtrack, it's fine. But that is the most I would describe it is it's fine.
Right. Meanwhile, the others are extraordinary.
Exactly. Although again, using Final Fantasy as a good catapulting into the next story. Wizards of the Coast has talked about the fact that even before sales have officially started, so this set is still not out yet. We're just talking pre-order numbers at this point. The Final Fantasy set for Magic the Gathering is the most critically sold set for Magic the Gathering's history.
Surprise, surprise.
And it's frustrating because I've talked about this a lot with coworkers who are Final Fantasy fans, but not necessarily Magic the Gathering fans, and with buddies of mine who are former Magic the Gathering fans that are not necessarily Final Fantasy fans, and everyone's kind of in agreement. This fucking set cooks. As someone that used to play Magic the Gathering at a competitive level, this set fucking cooks. Vivi alone is one of the most hilariously fucking insane things. But there's just so much attention to detail. The artwork is phenomenal. It all harkens back to phenomenal moments throughout the franchise's history. And there is a love and a care in this Final Fantasy set that I really wish this was here for all. Just Final Fantasy set feels like what Magic the Gathering should have had up to this point. And it's the frustrating thing that you can't help but feel like it's because of, ironically, Square Enix that has caused this love and attention to go into it. Because Wizards of the Coast has done so much to promote AI art, has done so much to promote just sobbing off all of their works as much as possible to people that are just trying to turn a buck. And this Final Fantasy set has so much care and attention and detail poured into it. And the cards are fantastic. The power curve is insane with some of the cards. And even the ones where the power curve isn't wild, there's so many cool, fascinating utility cards to it. And the art just speaks volumes to it. Like one of my favorite ones is there a lot of the cards honestly resonating with Final Fantasy 9 have been phenomenal. There's one that's called like an unusual order, and it's harkening to the scene in Final Fantasy 9 where and the card is basically act of treason or act of the gathering you are into, but with the added benefit of you also get to equip an equip card to them when you take over the creature. And it's just the art putting that scene together in that